This podcast is not a replacement for therapy. All conversations, guests, tips, recommendations, etc., that are discussed are provided as educational, thought-provoking, inspirational insights, and not specific professional therapeutic or psychiatric advice. Our views expressed are our own personal experiences, insights, and perspectives. Information heard here is to be used at your own caution and discretion. As always, please seek out your own mental and medical health care to best serve you.
Welcome.
Yes.
It's so good to see you, Dee.
It's good to see you too.
It's been way too long.
Yes, but we are back with another episode and a part 2 to Let's Talk About Porn. Something we all love, right? We all love to hate. I'm just kidding. So today is a continuation of what we were talking about in part 1. But this time we have some amazing guys joining us and also an amazing lady from from part 1 also joining us. And we're just going to have this be just like a kind of a free for all conversation about pornography, seeing where everybody's head is. But of course, as always, I have to bring some stats in. I know I talked about some stats last time, but I found some more interesting things that I'd like to kind of just put out to everyone. So according to statistics shared by Pornhub, which is a major online website with explicit content, and just so you know, it's free. Anybody and everybody can access Pornhub. I've been on it myself. But anywho, so they said that the group of pornography consumers is steadily increasing, and it is mostly represented by men, over 70% of all users, and young adults below 34 years old. In line with this data, they also said that 70% of adult U.S. citizens aged 18 to 30 years old admit to watching online pornography at least once a month, while nearly 60% of college students admitted to its consumption once a week. That's pretty interesting. Although pornography has a long history, the new technologies have undoubtedly led to new heights. It is now offered in almost unlimited sexual diversity via free of charge online websites accessible through any device with internet access, mostly in the form of video pornography, which was reported to be the most sexually arousing of all forms of explicit material. There are, however, controversies over the exact effects that it may potentially exert on its consumers, but research has shown, like I kind of touched on last time in part 1, that, and I was kind of like, wow, I wonder how many men and women know this, but studies show that long-term use of pornography correlates with erectile dysfunction, which for those who don't know what that is, you might hear the term ED, but erectile dysfunction is basically either when a man cannot get hard or erect prior to sexual intercourse, or becoming flaccid during sexual intercourse. So also it's led to decreased libido, meaning that, and this could be men and women, meaning that your desire for sex is lowered. And this could be with your intimate partner. This could be with anyone, right? You just don't have the desire to actually have physical sex with an actual real partner. And also it leads to lower sexual and relationship satisfaction. And, I guess that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to do a podcast on pornography, because I was seeing among my couples that whenever porn was anywhere involved in the relationship, there was decreased desire for sex, there was erectile dysfunction, but nobody was looking at porn. Everyone was thinking like the woman was like, well, maybe I'm not sexy enough, or I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like what, like I don't understand how come he can go in and watch porn and whack off really quickly and then, but he doesn't want me. Like, why is that? And not once did they ever think to take a step back and look at porn as the issue. And 90% of my clients that I suggested, hey, let's just do like some type of test here to see if porn is the issue. Let's abstain completely for about 2 weeks and only have sexual intercourse with each other, right? With no porn use, no porn, no porn watching, all of that, and see what happens. And 100% across the board, the libido increase, the desire increase. And it was basically just, now I'm not saying it wasn't hard for them to abstain from pornography. It was extremely difficult. However, it was very beneficial in the end, So one thing that I was just noticing is that absolutely pornography affects the intimate relationship. And I just don't think enough people are talking about this. Did you want to chime in, Cuz?
No. Nope.
Okay. So today, like I said before, is more of an open forum. Like I said, we already talked about the stats in part 1. Now we have some amazing guys here to talk about like their views on it. And, hopefully they'll feel comfortable enough to say whether or not they use it and how frequently. It's up to them. And what they think about it. So we do have some questions for these awesome guys and beautiful lady. And I know she joined us in part 1, so she answered some of these questions, but I still would love to hear from the lady. And also, me and Jen will chime in too, because we represent the lovely ladies too, right? So, Cuz, what was your first question?
All right, y'all. What comes to mind when you hear the word porn, if anything?
Fake.
Fake?
Yeah.
So wait, the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the word porn is fake.
Tell us more.
And money.
And money.
I say fake because in my experience, like I've seen like behind the scenes of things, and they literally shooting like a movie, or scenes as they call it, like sex scenes, and it's like it's not like how it would be with you and the person you're with, having a session or whatnot. It ain't like exactly the same like experience from like looking at how they film it, and they literally do make it, to make a buck. So I'd say like it's fake because it's not really. I won't say it's not ever intimate. That's dependent on like the relationship of the two people involved or multiple people involved. But you can't forget the fact that it's not, off screen. Like everything is like for show. And not to mention, like I think a lot of the times it's over exaggerated too. When you're having pleasure with somebody. You had like a lot of times they fake the noises that they make, or they fake the whole experience with it. So I say it's like really, really fake. Like the younger me though, when I started like indulging into that as a teen, I was totally oblivious to how it all like worked. I just know what I seen. But over the years, as I got older, I started to see like the real factors and like how they orchestrate having these scenes and stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely say it's fake, but there's some realness in there. I'm not gonna lie about that. It is some real stuff with that. And a lot of people who's in the industry, they make pretty good money. So it's double. It probably has some more factors into it, but those are the two main things that do come into my mind when I think about it.
Was there anything useful that you learned as a teenager from
Do
watching?
not indulge. Me personally, my experience, like I all of the facts or the stats, or I could say these all the information that you had read beforehand, it hasn't hit me. I hope it doesn't hit me in the future, but it hasn't hit me all my life since I've indulged in it. Um, Somebody who has like a like a high drive or whatever, maybe my age, I'm in my prime or whatever, but it hasn't caught up to me. I hope it doesn't. But I eat fairly healthy, so I think maybe that kind of combats that. But but yeah, like that stuff hasn't like hit me per se in those areas.
So I
Are
guess
you
that's a
referring
good question.
specifically to the libido, the decrease in libido?
And
Yeah.
erectile dysfunction. Also, that's a question. What's the definition of long-term or chronic porn use?
Long-term chronic
Yeah,
porn use.
yeah.
Um,
And that could be
Like,
for
what do
G
you
too.
what do you consider long-term use?
Dysfunction, I'd say. One of the things you did say, like the way how you the way how some people may view sex now, their life has been looking at it through a screen, Now doing it in real life, like in their head, they probably like visioning times where they was having their own session, watching porn and stuff like that. And like they can't cipher, the difference anymore. It's like their new norm.
Mm.
So it
Mm.
definitely can affect their performance in bed because their normal has changed over the course of time that they have been indulging in porn. So I think that's like definitely like a chronic dysfunction because things are just not the same. So over a long period of time, instead of like actually trying to find somebody to do, or if you in a relationship and you trying to have sex with your partner, it just doesn't seem to work right, like how it used to. The normal is just different now. Like their brain makeup, like the whole process is different now.
So, same question, Jay. Like, what do you think when you hear the word pornography?
Well, two things. Excuse me, I'm a little congested also, so if you hear me sniffing a little bit. Well, if you would ask me this many years ago, it would have just been, what's porn to you? Porn. I don't know. Like, it's just, it's just something it literally is something you indulge in your younger years, because you don't understand certain things. Or, well, you still have some people who indulge in it now. But just to kind of piggyback off what Link says, fake. It is fake. I mean, you have some different categories or whatever that people get into. You got like amateur and stuff like that where people literally sit and record things themselves. But for the most part, it's scripted. It's scripted. I've seen a lot of behind the scenes. I've seen a lot of interviews with actual stars doing their own interviews and giving their insights on the industry and all that kind of stuff. A lot of it is scripted. They have scripts to follow. They have things that they have to say. Some aspects of it are real, but for the most part, it's usually fake. How can I put it? A lot of things you see, and the crazy thing is, even with the facts that you read, how it lowers your libido and all that kind of stuff, I feel like that's actually true. Because you're watching it, you're indulging in it. It messes with people's relationship because now you're so glued into this and always looking at this, and it's like this is what you think it really is. Especially as a younger guy, watching that, and it was like, wow, that looks amazing. Like you sitting there, you thinking like, I could do that. And
Yeah.
you try to do that, and then the person you're with, they're like, what are you doing? Ow, that hurts. Like, don't do that. I've been through it all. I've been through it all.
That's a good point though, Jay. Like the whole like you watch it and you think, oh, I can do that or I should try that. And I think that also speaks to, men and women, they're when they are exposed to porn at an early age, especially a formative age, that, forms their view on what sex is, what it looks like, right?
Mhm.
So it's like if you see the men like grabbing her and pulling her clothes and yeah, you're gonna take this baby, you think, oh wow, that's what women want. That's what sex is. Like, so you're gonna try to do that yourself and in turn alienate your partner, and also like I think it breeds that whole like, lack of communication. Like, well, she did it and she did it and she did it on that I saw on, this video. So what's wrong with you? Like you start to think something's wrong with your partner versus these people on the video are just fake.
Not only that, but you have to think about how your partner, will view you and the things that you indulge in. Because it's like, this is what you're into. Like I know some time ago, I think, we had like a group chat or something like that. And I made a joke about like, oh, MILF midget porn or something like that. Like I made a joke about that, but it's like, you have people who that's the kind of things that they're into.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
your partner that you're with is not that.
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of alienate your own partner with stuff like that because it's like they're looking at you like that's what you're into, but why are you with me?
Absolutely.
You're trying to do this with me, but I'm not that.
Absolutely.
So it is part of a lack of communication. It is a part of something that, and it also tells you a lot about yourself. Like sometimes you need to step back and be like, am I really into this? Like, why am I into this? I mean, like I said, even me at a young age, stuff that I used to watch and indulge in, and it's like, now I look at it now and it's like, I was really watching that? Like, why? Especially after I found out, like, a lot of this stuff is scripted, and don't get me wrong, some stuff I learned, I was like, this is very useful. But a lot of other stuff, it's like, no, it's crazy. It's crazy, and it really can mess with you sometimes, especially if you don't take a step back and be like,
absolutely,
I need not to indulge in this so much, or I can't be trying everything I see. The person I'm with is not with that, or if I try something and they look at me like I'm crazy, maybe I shouldn't try that no more. Or at least talk to them about it before I try something. It messes, not only does it mess you up, but it messes up the person that you're with.
Absolutely.
So it sounds like that you can learn some things or have learned a few things, but
I definitely
really
have.
hard to distinguish between reality and what's a distortion and what's fake. And so
well, I mean, a lot of these things, was from learning like in my early years.
Yeah.
Like now it's like a lot of things I have seen, or like I don't even indulge in it like that. Like don't get me wrong, like not I've never seen one before.
Yeah.
A video or have it come across something and stop for a second like, wow, that's nice. But it's like I don't indulge nearly as much as I used to when I was like teenager in my early 20s, because now I was just looking at it, it's like this
Why
doesn't like it doesn't, it's not even exciting.
Why do you think younger people are indulging in it? It seems
because
like
well, to me, I feel like it's a lack of experience. Because I don't care how much a lot of younger people think they're getting some, they still, there's a lot of things they still don't understand. There's a lot, even with certain, certain moves or certain situations, they see that and it's like, ooh, I want to do that, or I want to try that. That looks great. I could definitely do that.
I want to try that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like it's a lack of experience that pushes you to look and it's like, oh, let me try that. Let me learn that.
So lack of experience is the biggest thing. Just like not being exposed yet, and
I think
it's the formative years, and it's like that's not the way. right? Like porn is not the way to learn about sex. Like I could go get on my soapbox about that one, which I will not do in this podcast. But was there anyone else that wanted to speak to Jen's question about what they think about when they hear the word pornography?
Oh, that's the question.
Mm-hmm. Like what comes to mind when you hear the word pornography?
Fantasy.
That's good.
Okay.
That was the other word I was looking for.
You got to think about it, man. I mean, like this is in this day and age, people not really that creative anymore. When you thinking about doing it, when you with your partner, I mean, you can talk about it, but if you thinking that you can actually do stuff, like I introduced some of my friends to something called the Amazon position. They didn't know
Man, let
what
me
that
tell you
was.
that right there.
The first of all kinds.
Yeah.
All kinds. I had to look it up. Because I was like, Amazon position? What is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the shit too, by the way.
You gotta be real flexible with that kind of shit. See, that stuff, it came from porn.
Like,
so
it came from an Amazon.
Yeah.
The whole group spring to action like Amazon. Oh yeah, that's good
What
stuff.
a time we had about that topic.
Snake. I'm now looking it up.
Look at all
even about the Amazon position.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'll change your life and his life.
You will fully be in charge of everything.
Wow.
Tell my husband about this.
So I guess this is what porn does. It teaches people new things and adds creativity.
It brings up new ideas.
Yeah. So there are positives then, it's not.
Yeah, there are positives and there are negatives to it.
Yeah, with anything.
Sorry if I distracted. I was really intent reading.
Well, I just said it was some things I did learn.
Yeah.
So it wasn't all that. I definitely learned some stuff.
But I'll say there is some.
I definitely learned the Mandingo Squad from that porn.
I don't even think I want to know what the heck that.
I wrote it all down.
So my next question, if no one else wants to speak to
I got one more thing. So the ups and downs, though, I think there is an upside down to watching, porn. One of the things is just having this everlasting unfulfillment because you probably won't be looking for the next new thing to do, and I think that's what makes like sex complicated now these days because everybody's looking for the next thing to do, the next thing to spice up, their time in the bedroom. And it's like, where does it stop? Where does it end? And if it doesn't ever end, I don't think like for a lot of people, I guess it starts to dwindle because they just simply run out of ideas. And it's like, it's not supposed to be complicated.
It sounds like it could be like a bottomless pit of consumption.
Right. Yeah.
Where you're always looking to fill the space, and it can be a distraction from what's really laying underneath.
Yeah.
Well, that's even going back to what Butterfly said about with the
libido going down.
By the way.
I know who you are. I know Butterfly.
You can refer to me as Butterfly. It's fine. I live.
Just going back with the
It's harder.
That's my birthstone. It's my birthstone. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry, Jacob.
Just going back with even like you was talking about with the decreased libido and stuff like that. It's because all of that that stuff is draining to you, not just draining physically, but on your spirit and everything. Because it's like you see, like Link said, it's unfulfilling. Because you're thinking like, oh, this is how it is, and you just, and you're constantly indulging in it, and then I don't know exactly how to put it, but it's just like it's wearing on you. It almost like
it's
it wears
killing
on
the vibe.
Yeah. That makes more sense.
What vibe are you going for?
Well,
the vibe of pleasure for me. I don't know about anybody else. The vibe of pleasure.
The original natural way of how sex is supposed to be.
And And not only that, but they said it before. It's a fantasy.
Yeah.
And that's not, fantasy isn't reality. So, you trying things with your partner, and it's like you trying things that were fake and fantasized.
That's fun for a time, but it doesn't last forever.
Mm-hmm. Even sometimes, like I said before, even sometimes you with your partner, and it's like, I'm not with that. I'm not doing that. So that kills a vibe too. Also,
you ain't gonna hang down from the chandelier.
You looking at that and you like, I like that, and they're looking at you like, I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So that definitely kills a vibe.
Absolutely. So, question to anyone: is pornography made for men or women, or both?
I think both, because both men and women engage in it.
It's targeted,
not just mostly men.
Mostly.
I know a lot of women who engage in it. Or have
no, but
engaged
I mean, what I guess a better word, like what you just said, Link, would be targeted. Do you think porn is targeted towards men or women, or both?
I think the
men.
Yeah, I think the I think the main audience is men.
Yeah.
Well,
head goes on way too long for it to be targeted at women.
Yeah.
Not for us.
The consumer base is mostly men. Men spend the most money, even on cam shows. Like a lot of women make more money.
Spend money. Xvideos.com is free.
Yeah, but they spend that money. Look at OnlyFans.
We said Pornhub earlier. We ain't plugging no free online.
Well, this is just my take on it.
Killing it.
I think both indulge in it, but the way men and women are set up, men are more visual.
Yeah.
So it's more a pleasing thing, I guess, for a man. Just my opinion. So I can say, yeah, Bobby is centered more for men because we're visual creatures.
Are men more visual than women, though?
Well, I mean, I've always thought that.
100%.
Yeah, because
like to beg to differ.
Thank you.
Wait, I want to know why she said other. Because I feel that men are.
I feel that men are too.
That's because that's just the narrative that's always been around. But as a woman who's friends with a lot of women, we are equally visual. Other things matter, but we are visual. I'll leave it at that.
I think
it's
I don't want to say stereotype. I think it's a misconception that by men mostly that women aren't as visual as and I feel like this is a problem because I'm not saying I want to, but if I did want to go out and look at some sexy men, at a strip club, how many strip clubs you think I'm going to find that are geared towards women?
Yeah, because even the male strippers are
quite a few of them.
The ones with the clubs are geared towards gay men.
The guys in the thing, like, I ain't saying nothing because I don't know about no men.
Oh, that wasn't a hypothetical question.
But I'm saying honestly, like,
I'm gonna tell you, they're geared towards gay men.
Yes, they are absolutely. They are geared toward we are hard pressed. Even when women have like bachelorette parties, they can't just go to a man. They have their bachelor party. They have their pick. Wherever I want to go see some ass and titties, and women bachelorette parties were absolutely not.
So can I chime in on this one?
Absolutely.
So the reason why I feel that it's different and it's more for men than it is women, and the reason why y'all don't find as many strip clubs for women out there as men is because when we go, we don't go just to. Are we allowed to curse on this?
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay.
You heard
I'll say me and my group of homeboys, about 8 of us in my fraternity, we always go on a Thursday night. We go for steak and lobster, $20. We don't go there for the women.
Oh,
we don't go there for the women. We really don't. What? We go there for the food. We'll probably throw $5 out of the 100 that we pull out the ATM machine and then leave.
That's a good deal for steak and lobster.
That's a hell of a deal. Thursday night we call it bucket nasty.
I'm about to find out where this is. I just want to go for steak and lobster too. Nasty.
And like I said, we truthfully, like even my wife would tell you, I go to strip club and I go to sleep.
Wow.
I don't go there for the women. I go there for the entertainment value of I'm going to get me some really good, I don't know why, but they steak and lobster is better than a damn regular steak restaurant.
Well, so do you
When I come to Texas, we going there.
So do you feel
I
like
got
the
free
owners
VIP
know this? Like, do you feel like the owners get this about a lot of the men that come there, that like they're there for the steak and lobster?
Yeah, for sure. Because I kid you not, when we go there, we'll see more women entertaining as strippers than the men will.
Really?
Absolutely. But most of their money, because my homeboy is like a PR rep from almost all the strip clubs here in my city, and he will tell you straight up, even though there's more men in there than there is women, I'll say like 20-1 to men. The women are spending the most money on the strippers than the men are.
I definitely agree with that. I do see women tip a lot more at the strip club than men.
Why do you think that is?
When I go,
I've seen the rise of that happening.
I just assumed it's because men were cheap. I mean, why am I paying for it when I can see it shaking for free? Like, why I gotta put $1 on it?
She's not wrong though. That's one aspect of it. Like I said, I'll pull out $200 and I'll come back with 95, or I'm sorry, 195. I only spent $5 damn. I really don't go there for the strippers. Like I said, my old lady will tell you.
Have to do a lot to get that $5.
Most of the time, I tell them to leave me alone.
Wow.
We're really not there for the strippers. We're really there just for the entertainment value of watching the other females, the consumer females, actually having a good time. We're not there for us.
Mm-hmm.
But that's once again, I can't only speak for my little group of friends over here. I can't speak for everybody else. But 9 times out of 10, any group of friends in San Antonio, Houston, whatever may have you, that's always been the outcome. We there to watch the entertainment value for the females and not the males.
I mean, I will say,
like, heartbeat in the strip club.
Me personally, like, I'm not a visual person, but I don't feel like I'm representative of most women. Like, I feel like my views and the way I am, I call myself a weirdo. Like, I'm not the same. Pretty much 99% of the women in my life that I know, they're very visual. Like, they are quick to be like, look at them pecs, look at them abs, look at that.
I think there's something in our DNA. I think there's something in our family thing.
Something that, are you the same way, cuz?
Yeah.
Not very visual?
Y'all hear him? Y'all hear him, right, fellas?
I think I saw one thing on Instagram that caught me off guard. I was like, oh, maybe I am visual. And maybe, yeah. But most of the time,
yeah, you know what? I'm with you on that, because every once in a while, there have been a couple of times when maybe my juices was flowing, and I was just like, dang.
My jaw dropped. But
not typically.
No.
I won't say it's impossible. Yeah. I mean, as a human trait, like, we're gonna have at least some percentage. It may weigh more than the other, but it's definitely like not impossible. And like me,
so is
what happened?
What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say, like, the strip club thing. Like, I've never been to a strip club before. I never really seen the.
What?
Yeah, I'm not a stripper.
Overrated.
Yeah, it's super overrated. Like,
overrated.
It's super overrated.
I would go to work every day to go to some strip club and just throw my hard-earned money. It never resonated with me. And like the pay to see something is, I don't see the.
I'd rather throw it at my TV and get my money back.
I'm doing the Al Bundy trick with the dollar on the string.
He said $1 on the string. He's gonna put $1 in her G-string and then pull it back out.
Pull it back out.
You're right. You get beat up here in Atlanta for something like that.
No, just to go back for a second, I actually do agree with what was said before about it's not even about the dance. Like, I've been to strip clubs before, but they really are overrated, because it's like, I mean, you seen a bunch of naked girls before, you seen them just about all. I feel like they're like, oh, everybody's naked. Look, why don't somebody switch it up and come out with a sweater on or something like that?
That's what I'm trying to say. Come fully clothed. Come fully clothed. And I'll give you some money.
Switch it up on me. Then I'll
show me your Sunday best or something, you know?
That brings a good point.
That sounds like a great business idea.
This was not one of my questions, but that does bring up a good point of do you feel like, because strip clubs are pornography, right? It's in your face, but it is a form of pornography. Do you feel like pornography in general then desensitizes men that they may not maybe appreciate, or, you know, they feel like been there, done that? You know what I mean? Like, do you feel like in some way
it's not even a thing about pornography, because it's everywhere now.
Yeah.
Social media, it's everywhere. It's like, look, impress me, read a book. Show me you can read.
Yeah.
Look, say friend.
No, he's absolutely right. Check it out. We're all gamers here. I met you guys playing the game, right?
Yeah.
Twitch 2 years ago, nothing but gaming.
Oh boy.
You go on there now.
Right.
The first thing you
hot
see is a
tubs.
half naked woman almost at every Twitch channel known to mankind.
Yeah.
And I'm a gamer. I got a wife. I don't need to see this half naked child. I don't give a thing about y'all. Go upstairs and watch my naked wife. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that. I'm here for video games. Twitter became the huge porn social media site. Mainly what? Women. It's bad. Like I said, a lot of men are not using
I don't think you are the majority. I don't think you're the majority, because I get on Twitch and I will go to some of those pages just to see how many viewers they have, and they be in the thousands. And so I'm like, well,
they call them simps now.
What?
They call them simps. Simps and incels.
Like,
not incels. What's the word?
These guys are tuning in
incels.
to these half-naked girls for a reason, right?
Well, that's what I said. It's like that's just going back to what I said. God's a visual. It looks nice. It looks nice. I'm not going to say it doesn't look nice. Like I go on IG, and it's like this half naked. Like I started cleaning out my IG at one point because I was like, it's terrible. Every time I open IG, there's a half naked woman on my page. I was like, it's too much. Every time I turn around, I started unfollowing people because it's like it's crazy. But I mean, it's not that it doesn't look nice, but it's like, just give me a break. I don't got to see it every second of every hour.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much after a while.
Saturated.
Yeah, it's like, wow, titties right there, right there. I mean, like,
you like titty.
I turn this way, another pair. It's like, Jesus.
What were you saying, Jen?
Link, what were you saying about the guys that are on Twitch? Were you calling them?
Oh, so
simp or incels?
If I remember correctly, I think simps was formed from a group of females, or I guess a particular female. Pretty much, simps are guys who are desperate and they'll do anything for just to even get a visual of a woman like naked or like half naked. And I noticed that a lot of guys were being called. I always forget the word, but I said it earlier. It's pretty much like guys who involuntarily are celibate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the incels, yeah.
Yeah. And there is a market for guys like that, but like you got different kind of guys. You got guys who they don't got to put much effort in; they get it effortlessly. You have other guys they got to try hard to get it, and then you have a group of guys who don't get it at all. And typically, the ones who are in that category, you know, they spend money. And you know, the guys who can afford it, like they just throw it away like it's garbage. You know, they could just toss out 100 here, 20 there.
Dudes who tricking.
Yeah, they be tricking. So, like I said, even more now.
We call them S flats, sucker for love ass tricks down here.
Or a fool.
So what? I mean, like people like simps, right? Like, what is the difference? Like, you may not know the answer to this, but like, you know, if they have free pornography, right? They can get on Pornhub, get on whatever Status was saying, Xfilm, something. I don't know. I remember what he said.
X videos,
right? And see naked women having sex. Now, what is the draw to? Oh wait, I think I'm about to answer my own question. I was about to say, what's the draw to like Twitch, where there's half naked, but then I just realized you're having interaction,
and I think people actually form a kind of a one-way street relationship with whoever it is that they're viewing, because they know they can see it, on various websites, but it's like this particular one right here. I don't know. I've never seen what this particular woman have. And, especially if they have like an OnlyFans and they got their link or whatever, they're going to be like, well, I want to see what this particular woman have. So I'm going to click this $8.99, $10.99 or whatever it is, and get their fulfillment there.
Is OnlyFans,
right?
Is OnlyFans pornography in y'all's eyes?
Oh, definitely is pornography.
You guys agree?
What did you ask?
Do you feel like OnlyFans is pornography? Do you look at that as
yes.
type?
Yeah, without a doubt, it is.
Most utilize it for pornography, but there are people, they got art up there. They may have some stuff that they, selling that has nothing to do with like sexual anything. But I say like majority at least from what I'm hearing on social media, OnlyFans, the face up OnlyFans is for sexual acts and purposes like that. So.
Like I have a friend who had started OnlyFans and she sells people feet pictures.
Feet pics is big too, yeah.
Like,
I have heard that you can make a lot of money.
You sell feet pictures and people buy it, and she was like, "Yeah."
I heard that. I was like, "Oh my fucking god, are you serious? Selling your damn feet on here, crusty motherfucker! You just got off working on your shit, stank to high heaven." And you want them motherfuckers to come and take a picture. Hey, come. What you expected to be scratch and sniff when they send you the picture?
Do you know the girl who was on Dr. Phil?
Snake. What if I like that stuff?
I was about to say that. Well, no. So look, here's the thing, though. Staying on that aspect, there is people out there that have fetishes, and a foot is a fetish. I ain't got pretty feet. I'm a man. I worked hard my whole entire life. My feet ain't pretty. I'm not fixing to try to get you $20 for these fucking mud hooves I got down here on the bottom of my legs. I'm fixing to do that. But that's a fetish, though, Some people like specific things. Some people like short-haired women, long-haired women. Men, some women like big men. Some people like, some women like little men. It's a fetish. I can't really knock that one.
I might like ugly feet, and I might want to make them pretty. I just want to get my hands on them. It's
That's a special market for
do all that funky shit.
You're a one percenter in that area.
Can I ask, does your friend consider themselves a sex worker?
No.
Because here's my understanding, right? So I have a client who she does not have sex online, but she uses OnlyFans and shows pictures of herself, never naked. And so she said, in that sentiment, she's considered a sex worker because it is what they're using the pictures for, right? Mm-hmm. So if your friend is selling her feet and these people, men or women, are using the feet and are getting aroused by it and coming to it, then your friend would be considered a sex worker. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand now that I get on OnlyFans and I don't really I don't take off my clothes and I don't I just do what's the new thing now where you're NPI non-playable. What's the thing? What is it?
NPC?
Non-fungible.
Yeah,
token?
NPC, when they pretend that they're a Sims character or whatever, right? And they're
a non-player character.
Yeah, I don't think that they
would. Oh, that is so annoying.
You're selling yourself.
Yeah.
In essence, right? And people are getting off on it. You are a sex worker. Nothing negative to say about that. Just calling it is what it is.
That's unfair because anybody can get off to anything. Like me, people pay me just for videos on TikTok for my barbecuing, and I know some weirdo out there getting off to that weird shit.
But it ain't sexual though.
If he posts a barbecue video on OnlyFans and then he accidentally dribbles some on him, yeah.
Well, see,
he's a sex worker.
The running joke is that. Well, no, the running joke was.
It's all over.
The running joke was that you're not far from the running joke. I make really good barbecue. One person's like, you should put it on OnlyFans. I'm like, yeah, all right. I'll call it beef barbecue and butt cheeks. I was joking.
But
I was joking.
You would be a sex worker. And the thing is that is when you're talking about unintentional, right? Like I may put a picture out on my Instagram, right? That shows a lot of boobs, a lot of butt, and a man may look at that and be like, "Oh, damn, that looks good," and jerk off to it. That is an unintentional, like pornography. That's unintentional pornography, right? But I'm not considered a sex worker.
Actually,
you knew what
you was doing.
What's the Instagram?
Butterfly.
Hey, what's the Instagram?
But that gets a guy
that's
off
not pornography.
typically if you would see that.
On. Okay, maybe, but
that might not be what you want to do, but you know what what it can cause. And I think the fact that you go through with it is like
okay, this is a whole different subject. I'm just saying, if I'm not getting paid for it and I'm not intentionally putting out there in that way, then I'm not considered a sex worker.
You're doing free labor.
Butterfly. Instagram can tell. Instagram can tell between the individual influencer, someone who's wanting to be sexy, versus the sex worker.
Yes, yeah.
And Instagram does things to try to filter out sex workers from posting. So
they're not doing a good job.
There's a thin line between sexy and sex worker. It both have sex in it, but like it's you can use. It doesn't take much, It doesn't really take much. Mm-hmm. Some people do, some people don't.
That's the other thing, Link. It's like, okay, so like looking at porn addiction, right? Mm-hmm. Like there are a lot of men and women who are addicted to porn. Yeah. And then when they make this realization and they try to abstain, they try to, change their life around. It's just like with alcohol. It is everywhere. It is everywhere. You're trying to abstain, and it's like you go onto your you go on to Facebook, and like some chick is on there, with a scantily swimsuit. Which also begs the question again: what is pornography? Like, what is pornography? What is considered porn? Because
drugs.
If you ask me, it is everywhere. It is billboards, it's commercials, it's, your social media, it's cartoons.
What is the term? Sex sells, right? And America knows that. America's like top dollar is built off of sex sells. I've learned that as a kid.
America.
Well, yeah.
Well, it branches off. Yeah, they use it everywhere now. But like, and even going back to the 50s, the 40s, the 30s, when men predominantly worked more and men were the ones who usually had all the money, even crossing into nowadays, like male-based consumers in that area is by large, and, a lot of modern women now, like the way how they get their bag is sex sells, even if it's mild or if it's like super rated, is being utilized as easy money and fast money at that. I was about to say that girl from the Dr. Phil show, what's her name? Danielle Bergoli. When she became 18 years old, she made $2 million off of OnlyFans, and I don't think she was naked in anything.
What was that? What's her name? Bad Baddie or
Bad Baby.
So yeah,
come out, catch me outside. How about that? Yeah.
Oh, that shit.
Yeah. She would have came out with that stuff. She probably would have got locked up because that's illegal for her age. But I remember the internet went crazy. And, they were saying, ain't nothing on there, but like they paid for it. And I think with OnlyFans, the fact that you don't know what you're getting and you making a gamble by paying for it, and then you got access to everything, it could also be a scam too. Well, that's another topic. But it's the what if mindset.
Open one up, they're gonna be disappointed when I start doing Dougie all day long.
Really?
I'm just saying.
I told you mine's beef barbecue and butt cheeks.
You can't drop some on your hand though. They're gonna sit it as porn.
Right.
Hey, for every $10, I'm gonna let the barbecue sauce run down my back.
You said the barbecue
use
sauce.
mustard to wash it off.
So let me ask you this, because a lot of the questions you guys have actually already answered as we've been talking.
Yeah.
But what is there? Do you feel like there is a such thing as healthy porn use?
No.
Is there a such thing?
Yes.
It's healthy porn. Yes, there is. There's
I
such
don't
a
think
thing
so.
as healthy
I'm
Absolutely,
porn.
it's
hearing
healthy
yes
porn.
and I'm hearing no. So can I hear from the yeses? What? Tell me.
Let me hear from the nose first.
Okay.
I gotta know how to rebuttal this one.
All right.
Okay, I'll go
You
first.
go first,
For
Jay?
no,
All right, go ahead.
So from the nose, tell me why you say no. Why is there no such thing as healthy porn?
I feel no, and it's only because of just how I feel like most people are with human nature. Our thing is, it's never like, the whole term of take an inch, give an inch, take a mile. Everyone overindulges in something at some point, and most people, they can't stop themselves.
Snap, snap, snap.
They
Sorry.
can't.
Yes.
They can't stop themselves. No matter how much they try, like, oh, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. A lot of things become an addiction. I'll use me as an example. Like I said, my younger years, I indulged in watching a lot. And I had to come to a realization, like, I'm doing this too much. I need to try to stop. It took me years to actually stop and give up, like, watching. And it was bad, because it was like, I watched one video, an hour later, what's this? I just come across something, and it's like, ooh, let's watch this. Like, it was, you overindulge in certain things. And like, it gets to a point, like, this is almost like borderline addiction, if it isn't an addiction. That's why, to me, I feel like, no, it's a no for me. It's no healthy in it.
What were you gonna say? There was one more no.
Yeah, pretty much piggyback over what Jay was talking about. Like, sex has an extreme upside to it. And you can look at, drugs, right? Drugs have a crazy incline of pleasure. The two is not that far when it comes to that area of it. And sex can definitely become an addiction, almost like a drug, to somebody. One of the reasons why, people cheat is because they either not getting enough, or maybe what they got is not up to the, standards or whatever, or is not doing it, it's not cutting out. And then they seek elsewhere. And, some people just don't have, or they just have like what Jennifer said earlier, like a bottomless pit of, unfulfillment. So like, and when we say healthy would be to not do it at all, because that extreme pleasure that you get, it keeps coming. You keep coming back for more. Food, sex, like whatever it is, whatever that highly pleasure that you get, you're gonna come back. And like, where does the line stop at? Like Jay said, like when years to come, like he had to wing off of it. I'm sure a lot of people had to go through that.
But if we follow that logic, because people are addicted to food, sex, alcohol, and that type of thing, we can't completely remove it.
Right.
People can't stop eating. And so maybe this doesn't fit with porn, but it seems like there's more of the addictive quality that takes it too far. And that's just me being the devil's advocate.
Oh,
like,
no, definitely.
You have to know yourself, and people like, if you're like, nope, that's too much for me, I'm going to have that firm boundary. But I think that individually people might react differently to a substance, whether it's food or exercise or shopping or porn or sex consumption. How do we consume sex? And maybe it's a huge topic.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because porn is a distortion, and it can be a fantasy. And in a lot of people's hands, it can cause harm.
Yeah.
But there are other people who say what? That it's A-okay. Let's hear from you.
Who's my other AOKers?
I thought it was snake.
Just to add though,
Sonda, just so you know, we asked the question: is there a such thing as the fact that porn can be healthy? That was a question. Not to throw you under the bus, Snake, but I thought Snake was also a yes. Porn could be healthy.
Yeah, I was a yes.
Sonda, were you a yes? This porn can be healthy or a no?
I don't know if healthy is the word I would use, but I don't think it has to be harmful. I mean, I would say 100% of us on this podcast have consumed porn.
Did you say 100% of us?
I mean,
yes, I can't speak for you.
As someone who's known you for quite a while, I'm gonna say you've consumed porn. So yeah, I mean, it's, as you all were saying, whether it's food, drugs, sex, money, you know what I mean? Anything done in excess can be harmful. So I think that's the thing, not that it in and of itself, it has to be harmful. With anything else, it's how you use it.
What was your point, Status?
She pretty much hit the spot on. I was going to elaborate. For instance, I'm a smoker. I smoke cigarettes, I smoke blunts, I smoke cigars. Is it unhealthy? Sure. Is it an addiction? No, because I can quit all this stuff tomorrow if I wanted to. I used to be an alcoholic. Now I only drink on the weekends, once or twice every blue moon. I got about 4 or 5 bottles I ain't drinking 6 years type stuff. So when it comes to saying, is porn healthy? I would say yes. Why? Think about it. None of y'all were porn stars when y'all first lost your virginity. They didn't know what the hell y'all was doing. You could have learned a thing or two from pornography. Nobody did. One, the first time a man enters, it's right away, we done. After that, continuously practicing it made you last longer, made you do different things. So if you look at porn, let's all be real here. Missionary and doggy is not the only way people want it. Some people want their legs over their shoulders. Some people want they look like a damn pretzel. Somebody want the Amazon position. You ain't learned that on your own. You learned it from some kind of... But you see what I'm saying, right? Some way, shape, or form, you didn't know none of those things that you were doing in the bedroom without porn. You just didn't go in there and be like, I'm going to do a helicopter man all night, and she going to love it. She may not even like that.
I think that's where the harm in porn comes. I think that's a misuse of it. You know what I mean? Because if you spend time with your partner, maybe some of those things will just happen because you're exploring with each other. I think that is the harm in porn when we use it to teach. I mean, so yeah, I'm a little off on that one because I didn't, when I had sex, I just had sex. The rest I'm going to figure out. You know what I mean? I don't think I've ever used porn to try a different position or, you know what I mean? Something like that. But I do think like when we talk about young men, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get into how porn has its negative effects. I think that's where it comes in. You know, when you all said how fake it is, but I don't think when we're watching it at younger ages, we realize how fake it is. You know what I mean? Right. So when you use it for teaching purposes, that's the harm in it. Because, please don't come in here and choke me. I'm not with it. You know, like,
some females are.
Yeah.
And
some people, and some men are too. Some men like getting choked.
I mean, but you can discover that with your partner.
Yes.
Without porn is all I'm saying. It's like, don't assume because you watch a girl nearly lose her life that's what's going to turn me on. So that's all I'm saying.
But Sana, then that speaks again to what is pornography, right? Because I myself, I may not watch videos and stuff, but I love me some Kama Sutra book. Now that book is very informative and it teaches you a lot of different positions. And it is, to me, I look at that book and I think that's a healthy form of teaching, pornography, right?
It's porn.
Absolutely, it is porn. So again, that gets back into what the hell.
I did mean the you porn and the porn tubes and all that stuff. I meant those. I wasn't talking about the Kama Sutra. You know what I mean? Like,
I know you're speaking about video. You're speaking about and even some.
I mean, I think even a video done correctly could probably be teachable. But I'm saying what the average consumer is taking in is not meant to be teachable. So I spoke generally, but that's what I meant specifically. You know, that the porn that we all have that free access to is not
So you
typically
may
providing teachable moments.
So you may be everyone like in the panel and, listening, you may be surprised to know, but experts say, and they all agree, that when done appropriately and in moderation, watching porn is perfectly fine and even healthy. That's not me speaking, it's the expert speaking. And I think that we all spoke to why that is real and true is that, again, moderation, right? Now,
And
In
communication.
moderation. Don't overindulge.
And
but
communication in
then that
advance.
speaks to what the hell does it mean to be in moderation? What does it mean to be in excess? Does watching porn once a day every week mean excess, or is that moderation? Is watching porn every hour? Like, what is moderation? What is excess?
Well, ain't porn what
If
you
you're
say
watching,
like
Say,
if you're watching on every hour, that's overindulge. In my opinion, I can't speak for everybody else.
yeah, that's all. But
That's overindulging.
What
I
about
would
every
guess
day?
it's like I'm sorry.
What about
Can I?
every day?
well, people would
If
have
you
I
sex
can't
wouldn't.
get
every
through a
day,
day,
but
hey,
I
like
would.
just
I would.
when you
I wouldn't
wake
say
up,
every
you just
day.
want to watch porn.
Now, if you go to if the man go to the bathroom and tap to take a crap at the same time and he's looking at porn, that's overindulging. Do you do and get the hell out? Because some
what
men
if
do
you
that. And I'm
what
not going to
Just
say
in
here
the
a
back.
lot. Some men do
some
that.
people get to work late, over indulging, or
Yeah,
they
when it starts
I pick up my
being
kids from school and show up late.
exactly when it starts becoming a burden on your everyday life
Mm-hmm.
But
schedule, whatever you plan now, it's overindulging now at that point.
but that would be considered addiction, right? So when we
Oh
talk
yeah.
about quote unquote healthy porn use, what is moderation? Is moderation once a day? Is it once a week? What is moderation?
I
I
think
don't
it
know
I
if
say
that
I
could
think it
really be
depends
answered
on
basically,
because
the
I think
mostly
person.
like
Oh, sorry.
when it hits you like like your instincts.
It
It's
also
like everybody needs sex, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need sex. You can't really survive without it.
Mm-hmm.
But with porn, it's mostly like it helps to how to say this, cure an urge in you that has been building up all day or all week, and you need some sort of release. And sometimes you ain't gonna have a partner with you at all times.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I use porn. It's basically just a tool.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
was gonna
If
say
I
that.
can
Yeah.
feel the urge, if an urge is just coming up on me, and I really don't have a partner or someone to talk to, see if I can get some buns, and porn is the next best thing. So I gotta get that nut out because it's gonna build up, and you don't like that shit. Trust me, it's the worst feeling that you can ever have that you can't get that nut off.
But a person
Oh,
die though
It's
if
like
they
having
don't
please.
10
have it.
pounds
Not,
of pudding
not
stuck in
only
there.
men feel that, trust and believe.
Yeah,
Trust
Would
and
you
believe.
because you
We feel the same
gotta
way.
get that out.
would you die though if you don't ever get enough a day in your
If you
life?
don't ever have sex,
Yeah.
no, look at
uh,
virgins.
I wouldn't say
not I was
you wouldn't die, but there could be some complications along the way. Life may okay.
The blue
Perfect
ball.
example. Some people I put it like this. Some people drink coffee to help stress relief. They drink coffee in the morning. Me, I don't drink that shit. I don't like coffee. I love the smell of it, but I don't drink coffee ever in life because that could become an addiction. Caffeine could become an addiction.
Caffeine also
There's
blocks signals
instances
in your
where
brain too to make you think that you getting all this energy and you ain't really getting energy.
Yeah.
placebo effect.
I'm so sorry, Jay. What were you gonna say? I felt like you were gonna say something. I was talking about moderation.
Oh no, no, I was just saying about the overindulging part. I mean, I guess I don't know if it's easy to say how much is too much
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like that might be a case by case kind of thing for a person.
Yeah.
Like Status was saying earlier, it's like some people they can do this, they can do that, and they can still function throughout the day. Then you have some people who are like, I'm doing this, and oh my gosh, I forgot to pick my kids up from school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I'm late for work. So I feel like it's a case by case situation for some people. Like some people, like, hey, I can do this and I can still function, or I can still, keep up with life. Then some people, it just completely ruins them.
It's a slippery slope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like okay, like I said, I
No
can't talk
pun.
for anybody. I can only talk for me. Like I just had a conversation. Matter of fact, last night with a friend. I told my friend. She asked me a question, about like, oh, have you ever did it? Like she asked me, have I ever had a one night stand? I said no. It's not, and it was never my thing. I don't plan to sleep around with everybody I run into. Why? Because I know me. I told her, I said, I have a very high sex drive. I'm 40 now and I'm older, but I still got that high sex drive. I'm still kicking. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't slowed down yet. So I can't just go around
Just run catch
putting my
some.
penis in every female I come across. Because once I start, like I have to try, I do my best to control myself. Because I know how I am, once I start, like I'm not sleeping with anybody unless I'm in a relationship with them. Because if I start doing any and everything, that means number one, I no longer care anymore at that point. Number, I feel like that's a part of my core value. That's just me. I'm not speaking for anybody else. That's just me. That's my personal feelings about it. That's my core value. I don't just sleep around with everybody because I know me. Once I start, I'm not going to stop. So certain things I don't do because I know me and I know how I am. Other people, they can do these kind of things and they'd be a-okay. For me personally, I know I can't. So that's why I'm saying it's a case by case situation. I feel like some people could do that, some people can't. Me personally, I said before, I used to overindulge in watching in my younger years. And it was almost like to a point where like this is almost like an addiction for me. I gotta stop. And it took me at least 2 years to slow myself down and pull myself away from it. So it's a case by case situation. Whereas maybe Link could do it every day and be like, I'm good.
I
People
But
won't speak
need
for
you
me.
as an example, Mister.
I'm sorry, Link, I
I'm
did
just
call you out.
bored. So
So
let
like
me.
it's a case by case.
I like, and I don't know who's in a relationship right now, who isn't, who has ever been in a relationship, but I really do want to make sure I touch on this before we end the podcast. I want to know, like, if you feel comfortable saying so, has porn, like porn use, porn watching, whatever, has it ever affected your intimate relationship with your partner? And that could mean lower libido, that could mean erectile dysfunction, that could mean just not feeling as connected to your partner, not desiring them as much, whatever it is. Do you feel like pornography has ever had any influence or effect in a negative way in your intimate relationships?
Yes.
I would say yeah too.
No,
How many of you guys are married?
I was.
I'm not.
Married, right?
I ain't married.
So I don't know about y'all married, but there was a point in time when my wife thought she didn't think, but she felt offended by it, almost like I was cheating. So that's where it becomes a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is
Got it.
pornography cheating?
I say yeah.
Some people think
Yes.
Well,
Why do you
mine
say?
used to watch it with me.
Wait, what would you say, Jay?
I
when
said
they
mine
watch it with
used to
you.
watch it with me.
Okay.
He was
And
just as
that's
bad
not
as I
cheating.
was.
If you're watching it together, that is an activity you are doing together. But for those who said watching pornography, you consider that cheating, why is that? Why do you say that?
Because it's no longer about him or her.
Mm-hmm.
You're now watching them and what they are doing. So
Absolutely.
in the vows of a marriage, that's bad. In the spirit of a woman and man, that's bad.
I agree with that.
So when my wife told me that, I felt like shit. I'm like, damn, I didn't physically touch any of these women, but when she felt that as if I was cheating on her because I'm looking at another woman, there's a problem.
Wow. So
I get that. I had that issue with Instagram.
really?
I'm not even lying. I had that issue with Instagram and half naked women always on Instagram.
So that's a whole other topic. I don't think I can go down yet, but I've had clients who have that problem. It's like you may not be slipping into these women's DMs, but you are liking their pictures. I don't look like that. That makes me feel bad about myself. That breeds insecurity within me, right? And so that was something that I had to talk through with them. It's like he's looking at it like, why are you tripping? Like, it ain't like I'm talking to her, ain't like I'm fucking her. I'm just liking her photo. Like, quit being so insecure. Hello. What do you want to do in a relationship is you want to make each other feel safe and secure always. Like, why are you in the relationship? But I digress. But I want to say this, okay? I had a situation with a couple where, and again, this was one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this too. He says he did not cheat because he watched his neighbors have sex. He did remove her top, the woman's top, but he says because he did not physically have sex with them, that is not cheating. And I'm thinking he's looking at it like pornography, right? Like, hello, I look at my phone, I see two people having sex. What's the difference, kind of thing, right? Even though they're in front of my face. Is there a difference? What were you gonna say, Jen?
I just feel like that's just weird. Was he looking through a window? Were they in the yard? I need context to this question.
No. It seems like he was invited in a threesome because he was allowed to take off her top, correct? He's a participant.
Absolutely.
And
at that point, yes, he's a participant.
And if they made eye contact with him, they just broke the fourth wall. So I'm sure they made eye contact. They're participating.
If you put your hands anywhere in there, I'm sorry.
So what if you don't put your hands? What if you were just watching your neighbors have sex? You're in the same room with them. You're watching them but you don't touch, just like in pornography. You're watching two people have sex. Is that cheating? Are you cheating on your spouse?
If they invited you in, you're committing a sex act with them.
I don't know. It sounds like a setup to me. I'm gonna stay out.
So peep game. This literally happened 3 weeks ago. Me and my wife are sitting at the bar, topping it up. I guess we friendly people. We black folks in a Mexican city, basically. This Mexican dude was sitting next to us, literally asked my wife, this is when I slapped the shit out of him. Can I watch you and your husband have sex? I reached across her and whooped the dog shit out of him.
Wow.
You don't fucking do that.
Why did you feel like that?
I have a question. If he had asked you, would you have still slapped
the shit out of him?
Okay, just checking.
I would slap the shit out of him. You don't do that. That's cheating. For one, that'd be me and her cheating on each other. Two, that's disrespect. You don't do that to my marriage. What the hell's wrong with you?
Wait,
you know what I'm saying?
So what if you had recorded you and your wife? You put it up on Pornhub, right?
Oh no, which I haven't.
Okay, but would you consider that disrespectful if it were to get uploaded to Pornhub somehow and men were watching it?
Unless I gave my permission and I'm getting a check, I think I'd be all right with it.
Yeah, I'll be all right with it, but I'll be pissed off. I'm gonna try to figure out which one of us left the damn file unsecure.
Right.
But ultimately, you would be okay with it.
I would be okay with it because she's recorded me. I recorded her.
Okay.
And we still do that. 13 years into our relationship. It's our porn. That's why there's healthy porn.
So who's watching it? Just you two?
Huh?
Who's watching it? Just you two?
Just us two.
Oh.
When she's feeling freaky, she'll send me the video. When I'm feeling freaky, I'll send her the video.
Then that's different, right? But so you're saying you would not be okay if someone else were to watch that video?
If it was unintentionally uploaded and somebody took it out of our files, I would not be okay with it. Now, if she sat there and said, "Hey, let's upload this, see what happens," all right, cool, whatever.
Okay. Anyone else?
Well, if moms did that, being that we ain't married no more, it'd be an issue because I'd be like, "Who put this up here?" Because I didn't.
You would feel violent,
right? That's what I'm saying. If we didn't do it, this is a problem. But if we both did it, we came with an agreement with it. Cool. I can't be mad at you because I said okay. You can't be mad at me because you said okay.
Mom's gonna have to cut me a check somewhere.
Yeah, mine is too because she bad. And I'm not. I ain't no dime piece no more. I'm more like a 5,
Oh
4,
my gosh,
maybe.
stop it. Stop it. Stop it right now. Guys, did you ask the question? I can't remember. Did you ask a question about violence?
We didn't. Does violent porn, or do you think violent porn increases masculine aggression against women?
It can. It can open up a door.
I think all of it can open up a door, even if it isn't violent. It all opens up a door some type of way.
It depends how you. So it depends on your morals, your values. Like, I don't think it's ever okay to like slap a woman during or not during sex. Like, I don't put my hands on a woman, right? That's just my core values, my morals. I don't do no such thing. I think
Not if she was, not even she was, if she said smack that ass. I'm serious. Serious question.
No, so in the face, I won't. On a body
What
part.
if she said slap me?
Huh?
What if she said slap me?
No, I'm not slapping her in the face. Like I said, that's just my personal morals. I don't think that doesn't feel good to me to do that. Mm-hmm. To her, she could love it all day, but you're not going to get that out of me. Now on her, her butt, yeah, like anywhere that's not like physically going to like really hurt her in some way or leave a mark. Like she ain't walking around with no black eye talking about, yeah, you had a good time. No, because they ain't gonna see it like that. I'm finna get locked up. Nah.
Man, he love me. Wow.
Me, and I wouldn't do that. Tyrone might, but not me.
I was say Tyrone might, but I totally agree because if I put it like this, that's when you see those men out in public who beat their women.
Yeah,
it's because they were told to do that in their bed. They won't do that to another man and slap because they don't feel that masculinity trying to hit a man.
Yeah.
So when a woman says slap me and she has that I'm forfeiting or giving up to you reaction, that makes him feel stronger. So yes, that's a terrible effect because he'll go out in public and disrespect that woman or even a woman disrespecting a man like that out in public just because they thought it was okay in bed.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
You see that a lot.
That's sex
when you see men trying to beat women or women trying to beat men. And abuse. That's because they're used to doing that shit in bed.
Yeah.
Okay, that answers her question though, because you see you don't know where the boundaries lie. You're like, hey, if you allowed me to do this in the bedroom,
what can I get away with in public? What can I get away outside of the bedroom?
I feel like anything can be contaminated. Like, since people, I think it's a human nature to want to experiment. We don't know, like, in a lot of cases, we don't know how to let things be what it is. It don't tamper with it. Let it keep its innocence, so to say. But when we start and don't like putting things where they shouldn't be, then like I guess we create like this gray area where there shouldn't be a gray area. Let things be black and white, and let things that do have gray areas, let it be just that. That way, there's no confusion. But we confuse a lot of stuff. So
you mean tell me I can't put it in your ear?
I mean, you want to go deaf?
Why is you putting it in your ear?
She asked me to now.
Okay. So I have a question for the ladies in here. Do y'all have a problem with the man slapping your ass in public?
Slapping my booty or my face?
The booty.
Oh hell no! I love that shit. I'll be like, baby, you better show me, like, baby, you on them ass. I feel like it's a part of physical intimacy. I feel like it's a part of physical intimacy.
Mute your mic.
What's that?
I can't hear her. Can you hear her?
Okay, what'd you say?
What were you saying?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, what'd you say?
Snake, mute your mic.
For some reason, it won't let me mute.
Darice, did you ask me a question?
Yeah, were you answering his question? Would you allow a man to smack your ass in public?
It wouldn't be my preference, but I'm just not big on PDA. It's not. I don't think I would like have a problem with it, like get an attitude about it. But I would imagine nobody I'm dating would think I would want that. Like I said, just because I'm not into PDA.
So you don't do no kind of PDA, no kissing, hugging, none of that stuff?
Not really, no. Not in public. Not in public. Like, yeah, at home. But no, I'm not naturally an affectionate person, so nah. I mean, no.
Would you, cuz?
I'm not really a PDA person either.
What is up with this? I'm not a PDA.
And honestly, like, I'm more of a woman of violence.
You're on the extreme, D.
If I'm more of a woman of violence, so if somebody catches me off guard, I'm normally likely to clench my fists and take a swing. Then,
damn.
That's
survival mode.
That's just my default. That's what exactly survival mode. My default though is, yeah, if I felt safe in a relationship, absolutely. Safe and trustworthy, yeah, you could do it, but it's not my preference.
That's a good answer. That's good.
Feels a little possessive. It feels a little possessive to me.
I don't appreciate, Sonda. What do you mean by I'm on the extreme? How am I on the extreme?
I mean, you are very much into public displays of affection. You touch and hold and
yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're the type of person to make people feel uncomfortable because they don't know what they're about to see next.
But wait, what's wrong with that? Isn't being spontaneous part of a healthy relationship, though?
Thank you. That is my. It's like
I don't have a problem with it, but I'm saying, yeah, I'm not into PDA that way. But having been friends with her for over 20 years, I know that's her thing. She's very touchy feely. Like she is. Like I said, she makes you feel like, did I just walk into their bedroom and I didn't know it? She
she that one you gotta watch out for when y'all go out, huh?
That's not true.
Yeah, you really don't know. Like I said, she does enough for you to feel like I shouldn't be watching this anymore. Like, let me just turn my head.
No, my philosophy, well, hear me out. So my philosophy is, if you love someone, like, why do you have to wait till you're in private to, like, show how you
feel? You don't.
Like, whenever, I don't care where I am. If it hits me and I'm just looking at my babe and I'm like, oh my goodness, I love you so much, I just want to tongue you down. Now, I don't think, have you ever seen me tongue down anybody in public, though, Sonda? The answer is no.
I mean, but no, that's not even really a good question. Have you ever tongue down somebody in public? Because you would know, but you tend to, we leave you with your men when you dating. We don't involve ourselves in too much activity, so you know what you do.
Know how we got on this subject?
Just own it, butterfly. Just own it. It's okay.
You know what you do. Don't try to play innocent.
What were you gonna ask? Cause I love you.
What the hell? What
were you gonna ask?
I was gonna ask anything. No, I think PDA is okay in a lot of situations, and sometimes I can. But
for you have to make sure that you're okay with it with the person, though.
I have to, yes. And if I felt like showing PDA, I would give them a verbal warning, like, "This is what I want to do to you." I wouldn't just grab.
Wait, why a verbal warning? We not in elementary school. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm always in elementary school. Elementary and high school.
She's like, I'm just gonna warn you.
I'm a juvenile, that's why.
I'm gonna grab your butt right now, just warning you.
My hands are coming towards you. I'm gonna touch you now.
So, it just makes it sound creepy. Like,
yeah, she made it sound real creepy as hell, didn't she? Like, wait a minute. How long we been dating already? No, you can't be coming with spirit fingers. Don't be doing that.
Yo, creepy's my jam. That's why.
You guys are killing me. So, just in the interest of time, because this is part 2, did you want to ask that last question, cuz, and we kind of wrap things up?
Oh, yeah, I completely forgot it. Would you ever date someone who is a sex worker or someone who started in the porn industry?
Okay, she sounded real low. She said date somebody who was a sex worker or in the porn industry?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck no.
Wow. You said that quick. Why is that?
Tell me why. Tell me more.
Off with this person?
Wait, what?
Said, did I start off with this person?
Right.
Yeah, like
There's a lot of parameters with this one.
yeah, like you started off with them like being a sex worker or.
Well, I mean, if I started off with them, there's not much I can say about anything, and I'm doing the same thing they doing. So that's a different story. I feel like to me, but it's like I'm not into that, and you are. It's like I think I'll pass. I mean, we could be cool.
What if they aren't into it? It's just a way to make money, and they're like, "Blah."
Hey, we're cool. We could go to the movies and go watch a movie together.
We can go on a
get a
date, but
drink,
if you want something
get some
long term, that
food.
shit ain't about to happen over here.
Yeah, not for long term.
Okay, you got to think about the aspect of meeting somebody else's parents, and then they family hear that your woman was your partner was in pornography or a sex worker.
So the
How is
conversation.
it gonna feel? Like if I bring her to my mama and she's real deep in the church,
So are
she
y'all
ain't gonna have it,
excluding
and I'm gonna be just
strippers
something
in
for my
sex
family.
work? Are y'all counting strippers as sex work?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah. I
Okay,
feel
well,
like that
yeah.
too.
I have already dated a stripper, but he only stripped. He didn't. He didn't put it in anybody, as far as I know. So
But did you take him home to see Daddy though?
I actually did take him to meet my family. I did, and they knew what he did. But I will say he was a. It was just a job for him. He was very much a low key person. He was, I mean, even with me, he was like, I don't want to do a whole lot of dirty talking. I hear that at work all the time. I don't really want that from my lady. So he was kind of buttoned up outside of the strip club. So,
So he was no to it. That's the reason why. If he went in the strip club, it'd be a different story. What did you think?
you say if he wasn't in the strip club,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
Well, you said you said he hears that every day at work. I'm assuming.
Yeah, like when he was
That's
stripped,
something
not
that
every
was.
day, but you know what I mean? As a stripper, he didn't want to hear me talking, I guess, dirty, because a lot of women at the strip club talk dirty. So, I mean, but yeah, he got completely naked. I mean, I have myself taken a photograph of a woman holding his penis. I mean, he was in it. But
You took a picture of what?
it didn't.
Wait.
I mean, after a
know that
show,
part.
a woman asked to take a picture with him, and I took it for her.
I think that speaks to like security too. You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah,
Like,
you went beyond PDA.
yeah. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. You you was cool with it? You took a picture of your man and have
Yes,
his penis in
because
somebody else's hand?
yes, I mean, I met him at a bachelorette party. You know what I mean? So I knew what he did. I knew how he did it when we started talking. So it's like the man said, I'm not into it, but if I started talking to you already knowing what you're doing, then why should I make it a problem later? You already showed me what's going on. So if I accepted that, I accepted it. So yes, and it was fine with me as long as you do what I expect strippers to do, which is get naked, shake their meat, and then go in the back and collect your things. You know what I mean? When you start doing private dances and doing all the extra, that's another thing. But from what I saw from him, he did his dance and he moved on with his life. You know, it was nothing extra. So I didn't have a problem with it, you know?
That brother could not be in my family.
Yeah.
The women in my family would chop them other women's hands off.
chop the other women hands off.
It was very, I mean, I will admit
Why
my
this nigga
family ogled him. Even my mama was like, oh, if he get naked, he must have something to show. I just had to say, Mama, I'm not going to have that conversation with you. But, you know, it was,
She knows she want to see it.
I mean, most people
It was
didn't
your
see
daddy
it.
I
I
was
didn't.
asking.
I went to the strip club with my friends. I went to the strip club with my family. Like, most of the people in my life who were my age saw his penis. It was not an issue for me.
Exactly. I didn't know. I opted not to. I was gonna throw that out there. I opted not to.
Oh,
I closed my
God.
eyes because I
I
don't know. I think it was a
I
thing
just
of
say
respect.
butterfly. I know damn
No,
well
it was
I know if anybody,
she's the
no.
first one in line.
I know if any one of you jokers ever see my wife naked, I'm fucking y'all up.
Seriously, I just felt like it was respect. Like I felt like even though I know my friend is comfortable with herself and she's confident in herself, that she's okay with what her partner was doing. But for me personally, I thought that it would be disrespectful for me to know what her man's penis looked like. So I just closed my eyes. I couldn't imagine.
Why? I mean,
Like, ooh, that's nice.
that's what he does for a living. He shows his penis for a living. That's not disrespecting me. If he don't feel disrespected by it, it's not disrespecting me for you to look at it. He got it out here.
I'm just saying that was my own stuff. You know what I mean? Like I believed you when you said, hey, check it out. I was just like,
I mean, I wasn't encouraging people to look at it, but I didn't have a problem with it because that's what he does. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If my dude was a basketball player, I'd invite you to the game. You know what I mean? It's like,
but I know myself.
To me, it was a job.
Like if we were all chilling, my brain would go to, I know what your dick looked like, my guy. Like that's what my brain would go. That's just how this is me. So I'm just saying,
long as you didn't try to get with it later, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Wait, what?
You know, that was not my beef.
What did you say?
She said she
as long as you didn't try to get with it later, I don't care about you thinking about it.
I thought you said you wouldn't have a problem if I tried to get with him later. I was say no, that's the
no ma'am.
No ma'am. We don't do that in the friendship.
Yeah, no ma'am.
But okay, so I have one final question before we wrap this up. This is for anyone and everyone. Do you feel like pornography will always exist in some fashion, some way?
Yes,
absolutely.
That's the way America is. Yes,
it's not even just America. It's the whole world. Sex sells, as somebody said earlier.
Human
sex
nature
sells, and it's human nature. Pornography's been around. Shit.
Since
18, 17, 16, 1500 before Christ. I don't know.
That's true.
Pornography's always been there.
I mean, they call prostitution the oldest profession.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know, if it was prostitution, it was pornography.
Oh yeah, it's in the Bible, isn't it? Yeah, like it's so, but I truly believe that there is going to continue to be an influx, and so like decades and decades ago, pornography wasn't as accessible. Video pornography was not as accessible as it is now. You had a lot of kids who were, looking through the squiggly lines on the TV and hearing the look at the squiggly lines.
One of them. I remember
TV, illegal cable box in the hood.
Throwing your brother under the bus.
Back in the public access channel days.
Exactly, yep. And now
I remember them days.
Channel 35,
and now
mine was channel 99.
Like
99.
One of my kids looked up something on Google and it came up like it had a blurred out thing. It was like, are you 18 or something like that? But he was looking up something for school, and I'm like, that's how easily kids can access pornography now. Whereas back in the day, it wasn't as accessible.
Oh yeah. My little sister got
then has ads,
absolutely,
advertisements.
Absolutely. So, my impression is that pornography will eventually just unfortunately, become a part of everyone's daily life.
Think about it, it is already.
I was about to say it already is.
Already there.
In some fashion, right? So I want to say this, and I'm gonna give you the mic, because if you have anything to wrap up, I want to say first and foremost, I thank each and every one of you for coming in tonight, for being open and honest and feeling comfortable, because this is a safe space. There, everybody listening, there is no judgment here. Like, if you choose to watch pornography or if you choose not to, no one is judging. This is just informational purposes, entertainment purposes, but please be aware that there is a such thing as porn addiction. And I talked about that in part 1. There is a difference between porn use and porn addiction. But yes, be careful. If you have an addictive personality, if you know that you tend to do things in excess, why even flip that switch? Why even go down that road? Cuz, did you have anything you wanted to add?
How can I add to that beautiful PSA?
I'm sorry.
That was sweet. I just want to echo, this has been so much fun. I think the guests covered it all.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate you all being here and sharing your perspective.
You absolutely made this podcast. I really appreciate you guys coming through. I appreciate you taking the time out of your daily lives. And did anyone from the panel have anything that they wanted to add?
When am I getting paid?
So glad we got past that feet part so fast. Boy, that was something new.
Get past the feet part. No shade to anybody that has a fetish for feet.
Let's see your feet.
I ain't turning on shit.
You can see your feet.
I ain't turning on a damn thing.
Disclaimer again.
So much fun.
If you have a feet or a foot fetish, there's nothing wrong with that. There's no judgment here. That is one. That is just one person. See, look at that. See, look at that. That is one person's opinion.
You sound like a virgin when you said that.
Sometimes I wish I would.
So, if no one else has anything else to add, yes, no, maybe so. Oh.
Practice safe sex.
Oh, absolutely. Practice safe sex. And don't be afraid of sex. Sex is beautiful. Between you and your intimate partner, sex can be amazing. And pornography can sometimes add to that. But I would highly suggest the Kama Sutra books out there. There are a lot of books out there that is healthy teaching.
Is there a comic book version so I don't have to read?
Actually, there is. Isn't it like a manga?
She needs pop-up pictures.
I like the 3D. I like the 3D.
Because I will tell you, the Kama Sutra books are mostly just pictures. It's not.
I know. I bought the book a long time ago.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
I stole it when I was in my
That man said he stole the Kama Sutra.
What do you steal? Why would? Okay. I love
Borders
you.
Bookstore. 13 years old.
Was in Barnes and Nobles.
The statute of limitations has run out on that. We're just gonna throw that out there.
Damn, that's a big ass book. I got
You
caught
still
with
have
that
it?
motherfucker. Nah, I got caught with it. My mom caught me when I had it under my bed. It's a big red book, and she caught me. I had to take it back and told her that I stole this book, so they're gonna call the cop. Yeah.
Okay.
Podcast
Hey,
ever.
can you imagine the police record with that? If he went to jail, yeah, he got caught. He's stealing a Kama Sutra book. What the fuck?
You left me speechless on that.
Like, look, man, times is hard.
You left me speechless.
Hey, man. Hey, listen, Mr. Officer. Times was hard. I was down bad. I need the Kama Sutra book.
He's like, I had to know.
I ain't know what
I
it
had
was.
to
I saw
know.
the pretty pictures.
He said pretty pictures. Okay. Guys, I want to thank you so much. This has been amazing, cuz, as always, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, cuz. Guys, Sonda, beautiful, lovely lady of the panel. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Thank you, listeners. Take care of yourselves.